फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स,
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स,
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट।
Hello and welcome to Cricket Next. मैं हूं सौम्य कपूर and here we are getting up for another IPL 2024 encounter. चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स taking on लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स और होस्ट कर रहे हैं चेन्नई सुपर किंग्स लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स को। पिछले मैच में हार का सामना करना पड़ा था CSK को and they would be looking for a revenge. Well, in this live session we'll talk a lot about this game or KL Rahul, can he claim a T20 World Cup spot because he has been in good touch, how important Shivam Dube's contributions have been, what will be the playing 11 for both the sides in this particular encounter. I have with me Jamie Alter and will be shortly joined by K. Stravo Network's 18 Group Society. Welcome to Cricket Next, both of you. Srini, I'll start with you. This is an encounter, एक काइंड ऑफ रिवेंज इनकाउंटर फॉर CSK. पिछला मैच बहुत बुरी तरीके से हारे थे लखनऊ से. KL राहुल ने एक बेहतरीन नॉक खेली थी. Do you think he is certainly cementing his place for the T20 World Cup squad?
No, please don't go that way. I mean, let's not get whatever. Let's not be fools here, or let's not get sentimental here, or let's not be sentimental fools rather. Let's be very practical. KL Rahul does not find a place in this T20 squad. I know people love him, and everything. You need to find. We know what kind of arsenal you require to win a T20 World, and we have the arsenal for it. So again, I mean, that's a different topic. So sticking to today's performance, I'm happy for LSG, I'm happy for KL, and I'm happy with the way the franchise is doing. But that one question, I'm sure we'll be discussing more of it. No, I mean, I'll begin with a straight no.
Okay. Jamie, I understand, कि कहीं ना कहीं वो लॉजिकली बनता है कि शायद KL के अहेड बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स हो सकते हैं फॉर दैट स्पॉट, बट द वे ही इज परफॉर्मिंग, एक बात होती थी उनके स्ट्राइक रेट को लेके, वो भी कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा सा एक इम्प्रूव हो गया है पिछले कुछ मैचेस के अंदर, स्पेशली जिस तरीके से पिछला मैच CSK अगेंस्ट खेला उन्होंने, तो कहीं ना कहीं वो थोड़ा सा अब जाती नहीं हो जाएगी अगर हम उस बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे तो?
नहीं. A top order of Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, and Virat Kohli in my book would be a disaster. I'm like Srini, I'm not even entertaining such foolish notions. The best thing to come out of the IPL was yesterday Yashasvi Jaiswal's knock. Yeah. It has shut people up. It has removed Ishan Kishan. It has removed KL Rahul from discussions. Because if these guys play, I will maintain it again, they can only be opening. And the only slot left was that second opener. Third opener is immaterial because Jaiswal and Rohit should be your first two openers. You would be going back 18 months to a disastrous Asia Cup, and you'd be going back to an even worse World Cup if you took the same top three. I'll say it again, of Rohit Sharma, KL Rahul, and Virat Kohli. If KL Rahul is not opening, he doesn't even get into the squad. So Jaiswal ke 100 nikal, wo sare discussions band kar diye. We'll go back to what I've been saying. Rishabh Pant will be the number one keeper. He's got the most dismissals in this IPL, and he's got over 200 runs at a decent strike rate. Yes, he's inconsistent. Yes, he falls over when he tries these shots, but he's still your best option for the number one keeper. And I'm very glad to see, like we discussed, I think Sahil ne bhi kaha tha ye baat, he needs to drop down to bat at number 5 because the only place in India's first choice 11 is number 5. Rohit Sharma, जायसवाल, विराट कोहली, सूर्या, ये आपके टॉप 4 लॉक है. इसमें ना ईशान किशन आते हैं, इसमें ना संजू सैमसन आते हैं, इसमें ना KL राहुल आते हैं. Number 5 and 6 are where you're one keeper. I think with each growing innings that Hardik Pandya doesn't do the job and Dube does, even Hardik Pandya will drop out and Dube. तो मान लो कि Dube
I'll come to that debate also.
The first slot, as per my view, I don't know what Shini's views are, I don't know what yours are. To my mind, the first slot for any keeper in India's World Cup 11 is number 6. And by default, that rules out Ishan Kishan, KL Rahul, and Sanju Samson.
Yeah, Srini.
No, I when Jamie was talking about that opener slot and when KL can fit it, I'll just take that a step further. This is not even about the slot. This is about how you think. And this is about how you approach the format. if this is how we are going to think, that run to ban rahe hain to inko World Cup mein leke chalo, if this is how you're going to approach a T20 World Cup, I'm sorry, that World Cup is not coming back home anytime soon. Problem is, what is wrong with our guys is that we are kind of looking at using a franchise based league, to pick a squad where things are completely different. First of all, conditions and all, everything are different. That's why look at the impact player rule. The most important thing, it is not going to be there at the World Cup. That question is not going to be there. You've got to be extremely clear about what your batting lineup will be, and at what pace and at what strike rate can those runs keep coming on board. And I'm saying this, we have tried these names in the last two World Cups, failed, whatever that means. Once between twice shy. I mean, like I mean, you just have to look at those scorecards and come back to the drawing board. So I'm saying it is intrinsically, the thought itself is an unhealthy one. Stats, everything. I'm sure Jemmy will like kind of put in all the numbers, but before that comes logic. And I think
Absolutely.
it's a non-starter right from there. There are other names also today, because it is LSG and CSK. I'll stick to LSG. And since you specifically asked about KL Rahul, and I feel the same about some other names also, and I've been saying this for the longest time. T20 cricket, how you approaches is unlike any cricket that you have known. And this is, as I've said, this has got nothing to do with cricket and cricketers as you knew it, because in any other format slightly longer than this one, you would bet on class, you would respect class, you would take a class into account before you took anything else into account. And here is one format, unfortunate as it may seem, but it is true, that class is the last thing you are going to consider. Form is the thing that you're going to kind of take into.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
just
Okay. You
just
just
just very
yeah.
sorry, very briefly
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Exactly right now, I'll say it again. Yadi World Cup agle hafte shuru hota, Abhishek Sharma would be opening for me. I don't want class, I don't want 60s. I want a guy who gets a man of the match for facing 12 balls and scoring 37, who gets 46 of 13 balls. When the first time in T20 history 100 is raised in 4 overs. I want that. I don't want 4,500 runs. I don't want two player of the tournaments. I don't want two double centuries. I want a guy जो गंदा मारता है, जो मुझे पावर प्ले के अंदर 120 देगा. फिलहाल कौन है बंदा वो? मेरे हिसाब से one name is Abhishek Sharma.
Abhishek
And
Sharma.
let's not use these words like anchor and all.
नहीं,
There's
ये
no
तो
place to
this is
use
out
like,
of equation. Yeah.
हाँ, मतलब मैं आजकल
T20 cricket
काफी
में तो
सुनता हूँ, ये बंदा एंकर कर लेगा इनिंग्स. कोई एंकर का
Yeah,
रोल ही नहीं है.
exactly. But again, Srini, I've been saying the exact same thing you've been saying. I'm not saying I'm going to use the word anchor, but if you're going to use that kind of innings, Srini, it has to be what Jaiswal is doing and what Josh Butler has done twice now. Don't say anchor. यदि आपको 20 ओवर खेलने हैं, it can only, and I repeat, only come in a chase when the target is 220 plus और आपने 20 ओवर खेल के आपने जॉब खत्म किया, जो जॉश बटलर ने 2 बार किया और कल जायसवाल ने किया. It's not an anchor role, but if you want to bat deep,
Yeah.
there is no place for batting deep when you're batting first. You can only bat deep when the target is 200 ke aspas or 220 plus, like Josh Butler has done. That's
and
all I
almost
want to say in regards to that.
almost सुयश प्रभुदेसाई और दिनेश कार्तिक ने भी किया था केकेआर ऑलमोस्ट केकेआर के अगेंस्ट.
That's another name you're not going to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. But Jamie, Srini just mentioned one thing, that form is something that is very important in this particular format, and I totally agree to that. In my opinion as well, अगर आप T20 क्रिकेट खेलने जा रहे हो तो यार जो मार धाड़ कर सकता है ना उस बैट्समैन को लेकर जाओ. Simple. You are totally right. Now, coming to two names, Shivam Dube and Hardik Pandya. You just mentioned. If Hardik Pandya is bowling at an economy of almost 11, averaging 46.5 in 8 games, not even bowling in a couple of them, can we really take him to the World Cup? I'm not questioning his ability, but I'm just going to the form. Because batting में भी कुछ नहीं आ रहा. Batting में the strike rate is just 145 compared to Dube's, who is scoring runs at 157 almost. Can Dube edge him for that spot?
Look, it's a good
And
question.
also
It's a hot.
just adding to that, Dubey is a left-handed batter in the middle order.
Sure. See, again, I get where the question is coming from, but the impact rule player automatically removes one crucial aspect of Dubey's job. But that said, since he came back about 7 months ago and he played in Ireland, Asian games, and then against
Asian Games,
Afghanistan, I think one more. He was bowling. He wasn't bowling very good, but those 2 overs right now, the 2 overs that I saw him, they were pretty average 2 overs. But right now, stacked up against what Hardik Pandya is doing, there's no difference. So it's a very, very interesting question. Unfortunately, with Hardik Pandya is, and let's get it out of the way. When he's informed, isse badiya all rounder is desh mein nahi.
True,
Okay,
true.
7 months ago, he was such a pivotal figure. 2 years ago, when he was smiling and leading GT to the trophy, none of us could say a bad thing about him. Now he's going through a bad phase. Dunya is pe chad rahi hai, but the point is, he's looking horrible. His confidence is probably down at his ankles right now. He's confused. Yesterday, post match, he couldn't even string two lines together. That cosmetic fake smile was so. It's your heart goes out to him now. But the point is, it's not about Mumbai Indians. It's not about ego. It's not about camps. It's about form. His batting form is very, very bad. His bowling form is horrible. He's making false decisions. Do you want that man taking a flight to the West Indies? I don't. It would be a disaster to take this man to the World Cup. Again, if you're going back on क्या कर सकता है, फिर तो उसी basis पर KL Rahul को भी जाना चाहिए. Unfortunately, right now, the form, the जिस सोच से बंदा feel ले रहा है, it's really worrying me. I do not think he should board any flight to the West Indies.
Yeah, Shani.
Now, I have a view on that. Purely for the set of skills, for the skill set that Hardik Pandya brings to the table. Okay. Remember, at this point, we are not discussing the 11. At this point, we are discussing the 20. 20 players are going to go. Almost 19, 20 players are going to go. Right?
15.
No, 15 is the squad. Yeah, for the ICC thing, total number of guys who are going to travel. Okay. In replacements, injuries, etc., etc. So from that perspective, he's going. There is no doubt about that. I'm just thinking, like, allow me to. So okay. From that perspective, he's going. Now the question is, does Hardik find a place in the 11? That is the question, right? And I will agree with Jamie that as of today, he's struggling. He doesn't really show the kind of confidence that is required. Okay, but then what he's going through as part of the Mumbai Indian setup right now, you got to feel sorry for him. Okay, it's horrible being Hardik Pandya right now. If there are shoes that I wouldn't want to be in right now, it is his. I mean, he poor fellow. I mean, he's getting it from general cricket fans. He's getting it from all corners. And pressure. And by the way, this is a high stakes game. This is a very high stakes game, and pressure can do crazy things. Like Jamie was mentioning. In the press conference where he's trying to stitch sentences and he's not coming across as a very natural. It's just everything that he's doing looks forced. Even on the field as captain, he's like, when you look at him approaching his players, backing them, speaking with them, you just get this feeling time and again that he might be overdoing it. So the guy's trying. Is he trying too hard? Again, I mean, I really don't. But yeah, I mean, he is trying. It does look like he's overdoing it. That's all a result of pressure. Now, having said that, remember that while he's there, because he will go as part of the 15-20 members, he will go. Right? Now, when you begin to consider the 11, you either need a Hardik or you need a Shivam in your 11. Now, that bit is confirmed. Okay. Ideal situation in another world, you would want to pack your side with as many Hardiks and as many Shivams,
Sure.
because it gives you that bowling option. It gives you again, a compact middle order. Having said that, that call I will take when I cross the bridge and see what kind of form is he hitting in the nets. Because remember, once this IPL is over, this pressure crown that he's wearing will be off. He'll be He'll be like kind of, in a different world away from here. There are not, you won't find those um run of the mill, trolls coming into the stadiums to particularly, only to boo a cricketer and all that.
Hmm.
All of those things will not happen. So that will be a different world. Can he traverse? Can he kind of, have carry a different mindset? Can he adapt? Because if he can, then this guy, kind of, he is invaluable. He's
Yeah.
invaluable in terms of what he brings. So I'm saying 11. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. Not
Okay.
so.
एंड एक्चुअली आई वाज कमिंग टू दिस पॉइंट ओनली जेमी कि जब आप इंडिया के लिए खेलने जा रहे हो, पहली बात तो वो फैंस का जो एक वो परसेप्शन है वो टोटली बदल जाता है. यूर इंडिया प्लेयर देन आपके ऊपर बैगेज नहीं है ऑफ द कैप्टेंसी ऑफ द मुंबई इंडियंस कैप्टेंसी विच हैज नो, वो एक बैटन जो शिफ्ट हुआ है उसका प्रेशर खत्म हो गया. यू जस्ट एन ऑलराउंडर दैट नीड्स टू सर्व द इंडियन टीम. कहीं ना कहीं शायद वो थोड़ा सा दैट कैन प्ले एन इम्पोर्टेंट रोल एंड उसकी तरफ वो चीज जा सकती है, हार्दिक की तरफ जा सकती है. डू यू थिंक दैट व्हेन ही डॉन्स द इंडिया जर्सी?
In theory, yes, but let's just hypothetically suggest that his form doesn't come back. Mumbai Indians are eliminated from the playoffs well before um, the deadline. See, it's not about runs and wicket. He's not looking confident. How will the confidence come back in a 5-day gap between the IPL and the World Cup when he has to fly there, right? The trolls might not show up, the fans, but the man just looks broken. What if the performance doesn't come back? A player like him, he reacts. He's instinctive. Instincts are not working. He doesn't know which bowler to bring. Gerald Skutsia yesterday was clocking 150 and putting the fear of God in Jaiswal. He removed Skutsia. Which man in his right mind does that? I'm saying he's not in the right mind space.
But
Donning
Jimmy,
the
that
jersey, changing. How does it?
what
How
but
will it
what you
matter?
are saying, I agree to what you're saying, but
Huh.
that is the captain Hardik Pandya which is taking the decisions. When he dons the India jersey, he doesn't really need to take the decisions, right? That can
But this was the
certainly
man who
remove
was.
that
This was a
baggage.
man. This was a man who. It's not so easy. He's not captaining a Chinch Pokli 11. He was supposed to be captaining India at this World Cup. That
Hmm.
was the narrative. Then one fine day, Jai Shah says, "Nahi, Rohit Sharma jayega." It's awkward. There's clearly some awkwardness there. Hardik Pandya is not just going to the World Cup as any all-rounder. He's going as most likely, if he does go, he might even be the vice captain. We don't know, right? It's not a normal cricketer we're talking about. This is India's best all-rounder in theory. But right now, banda jo bhi kar raha hai, wo nahi chal raha hai. Do you want to take someone on past legacy or someone right now who's just not looking fit for the job? I don't agree that just by changing a jersey, he'll change. He's going to go with insecurities. He's going to go with doubts, right? So it's not, I had nothing personal against him. I'm looking at the bigger picture. 2007 के बाद आप वो trophy नहीं जीत पाए. And by taking already burdened players, there's enough problems. Now you want to take, like Shree said, the guy with the toughest job in Indian cricket right now. Do you want to take him when he's at an all-time low? I don't see the logic.
Yeah. Okay.
You might even you might even lose him further if he goes, if he plays and he fails there. It's a different pressure being an India all-rounder, yeah, as per the IPL.
But
IPL is just a
Jimmy,
private,
इसके
it's a private
इसके बाद
corporate tournament.
इसके बाद तो मेजरली टेस्ट क्रिकेट ही है. This is the tournament that we need him to play. क्योंकि उसके
Do
बाद
you though?
चैंपियंस
Do you need him? Do you need someone at an all-time low in his career
I
going into
will.
11?
If you ask me personally, as a cricket fan or as as someone who watches cricket very dearly, yes, I will take him and I will keep him in the 11. I will do that.
Good luck with the World Cup then.
Yes.
I'm speaking as a fan. 28 years I've been a fan. I'm an analyst. I'm called to share my views, and I think
Not
it'll
an
be a
analyst. Okay, I have a question from Ravi Shankar. Srini, this is a very थोड़ा blunt ज़्यादा है, but okay. Can anyone tell what Hardik Pandya has achieved as a player in international cricket?
So much.
First of all,
Yeah.
he could have done. This is a very weird question.
Weird.
What is as achieved in international? क्या किया है बता? Because you're looking at a guy who doesn't play all three formats. When he started off, whatever the brief test cricket that he played, he actually showed signs of, coming good. I mean, if nobody's
Yes.
forgotten his second innings 100 in Candy.
Yeah.
And he started he came across well in South Africa. Let's not get there. The injuries took over, priorities changed in life. So, anyways, so that now as a ODI cricketer, if Hardik Pandya cannot bowl 10 overs, to me, he doesn't fit the bill as an ODI cricketer. As simple as that. Because for me, all rounder Hardik Pandya is Hardik Pandya the bowler first and then the batter, right? So he has to bowl the full quota of overs. Given his back, given how fragile it was, again, I don't see how he could have fitted the bill. T20 cricket, if you're asking me what he has achieved, you don't look at achievement, you look at success. Success is what you have achieved. So, purely from that aspect, he has achieved enough. He has proved himself to be a vital T20 cricketer, a title with GT in his very first year. Coming back in the final the second year, in the only 2 years that he played. Mumbai Indians, four, right? Four titles with Mumbai Indians.
4 titles with Mumbai.
Yeah, I mean, how many players in the T20 ecosystem can boast of 5 IPL titles? We know, we can count on fingers who those 3 are, right?
3.
So from that perspective, he's there.
There was
Now,
a 5
what he has-
ball in a test match in England also, yeah, which went
yeah,
a long.
England. Yeah,
Yeah,
England.
England.
The test match in there, and I mean that bowling. That you go back and see the highlights of Hardik Pandya, the bowler, in that game. I truly wanted to believe at that point that we have, and this was the debate, right? At that point, wasn't this the debate? I mean, it was a stupid and exaggerated debate. It made no sense at all, but it was the debate at the end of the day. Whether India has found its next or big man, which is stupid, but then that debate was there at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So the point I'm trying to make is that he did show signs, he did show glimpses of, what he could bring to the squad. Unfortunately, injuries forced him to look at his career the other way, and it restricted him only to the T20 format. And people who ask this question with a vengeance, they I'm sure they there's a Rohit Sharma fandom there, and that forces them to ask these questions. कप्तान क्यों बनाया? ये कप्तान उन्हीं लोग ने बनाया जिन्होंने 12 साल पहले रोहित को बनाया था. तो वो लोग कुछ तो देखे होंगे. ऐसे तो नहीं है कि आंख बंद करके आके वो लोग ने कप्तान बना दिया. ऐसे भी नहीं है कि वो यूं ही 5 टाइटल जीत के बैठे हैं. So there are things they would have thought. So I'm from a T20 standpoint. Unfortunately, right now the circumstances are extremely wrong in Hardik's case, totally against him. Otherwise, he's the first name on paper for me when you pick a T20 squad. Simple.
Okay. Coming back to the game, CSK versus LSG. Jimmy, MS Dhoni has been on a roll. He comes in, plays 8-9 balls, hits 3-4 maximums, 2-4 chauke, entertains the crowd. The decibel levels go, roof topping decibel levels हो जाते हैं. कितने excited हो दोबारा से आज to see this man bat again.
It's the farewell tour. It's the farewell tour. There's a reason he's grown his hair long. He's rewinding the clock one final time. The hair is long. The batting has come.
He was also drinking that tea. वो एक clip आया जहाँ चाय पी रहे.
This is Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen going out on a high. The farewell tour. He didn't want to bat higher than 8 last season. This is it. He's saying, you know what? He has options. He's saying, nahi beta, man. I go back to that Savai Mansingh thing. Chennai jeetne ka chance nahi hai. Home ground is wearing pink, but they chanted. They knew ke aakhri baar Dhoni Savai Mansingh Stadium khel raha hai. Last week, Mumbai, kind of standing there reporting, showing us visuals. Mumbai ka match hai, 5-time champions. There were more Dhoni jerseys in the Wankhede. People know it. This is the greatest keeper batsman in India's white ball history saying, thank you. This is my last gig. Come to the concert. Come out. I'm going to entertain you. A very, very small footnote in the bigger picture. But this guy is giving everything back to all the fans who for what? Now 18, 19 years have come to watch him bat. Amazing to watch him do it. Amazing.
Yeah. Srini, your thoughts about the way he's batting? I guess there's some network issue with Srini. Srini, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Srini, you're not audible, Srini.
He'll
But
join.
again,
He'll join.
Jamie, but again, ठीक है, बैटिंग तो he has been doing it for ages now. Keeping पे भी कोई भी इधर उधर कुछ नहीं हुआ. That catch that he took, man, I mean, just right diving. I mean, क्या fitness है यार? Is he really 42? I just want to know.
No, he's insane, and we know कि यार बंदा साल भर कुछ नहीं करता on a cricket field. He has to train harder. He has to be fitter than all the guys who play domestic cricket, international cricket. पूरे साल भर. He's 43 in July, standing up to spinners and medium pacers. Still the best option India has behind the stumps. Genius. Batting had dipped a while, but that's because he realized यार अगर मेरी बैटिंग की जरूरत है तो भाई आप ऊपर वालों ने कहीं ना कहीं रहता फैला दिया. इस बार वो नहीं है. ही इज वॉकिंग आउट एट एवरी. ही नोज ये वेन्यू मेरा आखिरी मैच है, ये वेन्यू आखिरी मैच है. जहां पे दोबारा खेलने का चांस है वहां पे ही इज नॉट डूइंग इट. लुक एट द पैटर्न. ही नोज वांकड़े में मैं नहीं आऊंगा दोबारा. राइट. दैट्स व्हाई ही इज डूइंग इट. ही कुड हैव सेड अरे समय रिजवी तो जाके खेल. दिस इज हिज वे ऑफ सेइंग टीम पे एडवर्स इफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है. टीम के जीतने के चांसेस कहीं ना कहीं कम नहीं हो रहे हैं. इनफैक्ट द मैच अगेंस्ट मुंबई इंडियंस उनके 20 रन वही मार्जिन हुआ. It's his way of saying I'm going to give it all back to you. Thank you very much. अगर मेरा बल्ला थोड़ा और चल रहा है तो फिर सोने पे सुहागा, because we know he can do it. But this level of hitting was probably seen once or twice in a season for the last 2 years. Not because the knee was hurting, In the final last year, Golden Duck. इस बार थोड़ा ज्यादा effort किया है धोनी ने, just to say thank you to everyone. He knows कि टीम की हालत अच्छी है. Team will probably make the playoffs. जहां पे मौका है just to give that extra bit and say thanks to the fans, he's doing it. बिल्कुल.
Yeah, Srini, you were saying something before we lost the
No,
connection.
I'm still not convinced that he's going to like formally announce a retirement. I'm thinking, wo aega, he'll be there, he'll receive like whatever. He'll have his day under the lights and then move on and wait until the next season and then take it from there. Why does he need to announce anything now? Because if he really doesn't need
He
to.
won't announce it, but one thing will drop at 11:45 at night before the next IPL.
No,
everyone is happened, but
I'm saying,
but he's showing it. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, so I'm saying that so okay, CSK has so now retentions will happen and another auction will happen and all, and CSK will have that small but a good enough opportunity to fix some of those holes in the lineup. Now what they also need to look at is when they kind of try to rejig their squad from a futuristic perspective, what probably they need to look at is what kind of star power can they gather to let go of this one pole star. Because this one guy has been shining so brightly the last 16 years that he has managed to kind of let the world know what that this brand CSK, I mean, it's literally brand CSK has written on his shoulders, right? And trust me, it is among the, like, as big a brand as cricket can find anywhere in the world right now. From the USA to Australia to Europe to Asia, Chennai Super Kings is a brand to reckon with. It's a property worth its weight in gold, and one man drives that brand forward, and it is this guy. So it's no small this thing. So from that perspective, if I were to look at it, lot is riding on Chennai Super Kings, to take care of in the absence of this guy. That's what makes me feel that ये ऐसे उठ के नहीं जाएगा ये, because he cannot afford to from a business standpoint. Cricket चल जाएगा. Chennai Super Kings will continue to play cricket. It's not about the cricket. It's धोनी नहीं रहेगा तो cricket नहीं बंद होगा. But धोनी नहीं रहेगा तो धंधा बंद होगा. आप उसको समझो. So this is not just cricket. This is business. And I always say this, that IPL is just 50-40% cricket. Everything else is, the tam jam around. So he has to take care of that tam jam. That is important.
Okay, I have a small update here. Lucknow Super Giants have won the toss and they have opted to bat first, which means we can
Ball
still
first.
see bowl first. Sorry, we can still see MS batting again. Srini.
या आई मीन नहीं वो देखो ना वो मौका देख के वो कैसे सेलेक्ट करता है मतलब इजी ही आल्सो नोज हिज बॉडी you know
Yeah.
he's gone through a terrible time correcting his knee.
Hmm.
One of the reasons why he's so consciously lost a lot of weight is also because that much weight on the knee kind of will be lighter, and so a lot has kind of gone into seeing how the longevity from a career standpoint stays. So
Hmm.
he knows his body, he knows his reflexes, he knows that he's not the Dhoni of 2007, he's not the Dhoni of 2011, heck he's not the Dhoni of 2015, 16, 17, 18 either. He's the
Hmm.
Dhoni of 2024 who's not gotten any younger. So obviously those reflexes are not going to. So he's playing those cameos. Whereas at the start of this conversation, I think Jamie mentioned, for the fans, and they it's like his way of thanking them. So he's picking those moments, making the most of them, coming out, and then of course he also seems to be in great form. I'm not denying that. Look at the match against.
Am I?
Mumbai Indians, because we are on the subject of Hardik Pandya and Chennai Super King. Hardik was bowling so well in that game, yeah. Everything was going fine for him until
Over
this
20
man
run
walked.
ही थे.
Exactly. So everything was going fine for him until this man walked out, and he just changed the script from there on, you know. And it just happens that we are at the end of the day we're all human, so we need to think of it from that perspective. That is this the last hurrah? Because then that is
Hmm.
something that is propelling him to push himself further and probably really come back as the entertainer that he's been.
Yeah.
Never know what's going on in his mind, but again, I mean, if you're a true Dhoni fan, I'm not I'm going to jump the gun a bit here and say that enjoy this season as much as you can, because this is probably the last of those flashes that you're seeing.
बिल्कुल.
Yeah, but Srini, you just talked about the reflexes and he's not aging back and everything. लेकिन जो keeping जिस तरीके से करता है वैसा भी लगता है कि reflexes वहीं के वहीं हैं and he's aging back. He's getting younger. If you remember that catch he took, diving towards the right. I was just talking to Jamie. I mean, phenomenal.
फिटनेस तो है, यू हैव टू गिव इट टू हिम। फिटनेस पे तो उसने क्लियरली ही हैज मैं कह रहा हूँ ना कि 2011 भी नहीं, 2011 में भी इफ यू सी धोनी वाज अ बल्की धोनी,
Hmm.
लाइक
Yeah.
वो जो आखिरी बॉल सिक्स मारा था, वो देखो उसका जो बॉडी का एक ये है, वो 2007-8 के बाद में वो धोनी दिखा ही नहीं जो अभी देखने को मिल रहा है, वो स्लिम
Hmm.
वर्जन ऑफ एमएसडी। तो वो दिखता है कि काफी मेहनत की गई है, काफी पसीना बहाया गया है to come back to the shape that he is in right now.
Yeah.
Again, is it for the memories or is it Dhoni to the movie? What he's up to? किसको पता? किसी को नहीं पता ये कि भाई साहब क्या कर रहे हैं। पता चला दूसरी पिक्चर की इनकी बन रही है ऑलरेडी, और ये तैयारी तो उसकी है। So you don't know. You're looking at, let me put it this way, you're looking right now what's in front of you, what you're seeing live every time CSK walks out. You're looking at one of cricket's greatest brands ever.
True.
Saying, and that's a big uh, way to appreciate what he brings to the table. When I'm saying big, it's very few, like Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, MS Dhoni, and then beyond that, that's the level you're looking at. And from that perspective, you're looking at a very big name. And what? No, Suresh Raina confirms
Yes,
MSG
confirms.
will play in 2025. So Suresh Raina himself didn't realize that he wouldn't play the 2020 season. So let's not talk about Suresh Raina. So, anyways, the point
Uh,
is,
too subtle.
Yes, I
so
do.
yeah, I mean, I think it's a wait and watch. You'll have to wait and see what he's up to, because obviously, nobody वो कोई बता तो नहीं सकता कि ये भाई साहब क्या करेंगे. As Jimmy said, one fine day, 11:45 in the night. मुझे एक, since you are on the subject, I'll quickly
इसका
say
गाना
this.
कौन सा होगा?
Since
Exactly.
you're on the subject, I'll quickly say this. So, in 2015, when India was on the tour of Australia, and which was
Yeah.
going to be followed by the World Cup, वो सिडनी टेस्ट के टाइम पे उसने अचानक, he gave away captaincy to, no, not Sydney. After the MCG, after the Boxing Day, he gave away
No,
the.
he captained in 2 games, and पहले वाले
Yeah,
में
okay.
Virat was a
Ahead of the
stand-in captain,
Sydney,
and the last,
ahead
yeah,
of the
yeah,
Sydney test, he gave away the captaincy to Virat, right? So it happened suddenly. A press release came, and everybody who was covering, all the media that was covering the series was taken for it was in for a shock, right? And suddenly they had to like kind of report on it, and it was a big thing. So what happened was in 2015, the World Cup, when India lost to Australia in the semi-finals, and he came and he sat in that press conference. I remember there was a journalist who said, "Okay, we feel bad for the World Cup and all that, but please, if you are going to announce something, say it now, not at 11 o'clock at night." That is the kind of fear that they expect him to do things when you are least expecting it. Paldo
So
palka shayad,
he announced his retirement on a national holiday.
exactly.
So he knows the media very well. No?
सबका काम बढ़ा दिया था. But
हाँ,
okay,
और
the
क्या,
Jim,
उसको पता भी है. उसको पता भी होगा. अच्छा रुको, इनको बताता हूँ मैं. That way.
Sachin did it when
that's that's a
Sachin
that's a
announced
that's a very special day. मेरा birthday होता है. उस दिन retire हुआ.
when Sachin announced it from one days.
Yeah.
It was a Sunday. I was on the Shatabdi at some 9:30 in the morning. Oh, call आया
Yeah.
office से. अरे मैंने कहा यार Sunday. And then I got to Missouri where I was going to find that he's sitting there. मैंने कहा यार so look, these all-time greats have a real sense of timing. कि कब
Yeah.
डालना है ये सब announcement.
But Jamie, I want to know your opinion. Should MS bat higher up the order just to entertain the crowd more?
Again, at at the cost of not doing anything which changes the team's situation. I'm telling you, it's
Yeah.
very, very calculated. He could have done this last year before. He didn't do it because he had a reason. Now it's because it is the farewell team, make farewell tour, make no mistake. But he's doing it very smartly. जब 3-4 गेंदे हैं तो ठीक है. But there's times when there's 12 balls, 13 balls. It's because, like Srini mentioned, he's actually timing the ball better than we've seen for a couple of years, right? It's more a case of, am I blocking someone? I don't think he's that kind of guy. He will always put the team first. We've seen that. This time वो तब आ रहे हैं क्रीज पे जब या तो एक्चुअली पीछे कोई नहीं है, या तो दुबे का खास दिन नहीं रहा, या फिर डेरल मिचेल नहीं चले. If a Daryl Mitchell was batting the way he should be batting, Dhoni wouldn't be doing this. That's just my gut feeling. He's doing this when, okay, yes, the team does need to maximize the last 8-9 balls, but it's not so straightforward. I think he's doing it because he knows कि एक तो नुकसान नहीं होगा, ऊपर से fans. I just cannot, the hair and the look and the swagger. Something is very different about this Dhoni. Even last year when his team already won the title, Dhoni was not like this. He was sort of behind despite being. Now he's not captain also. That could be a factor. To my mind, it's just him saying, you know what? Enjoy it, man. You guys have made me who I am. One small way of saying, let's rewind the clock. These
But-
sixes, he's worked harder to hit these sixes. That's my
Yeah.
gut feeling.
But the way MS is, हो सकता है he's just letting us guess and एक और season खेल जाए इसी चक्कर में.
But he gave the hint. He gave the hint at the Narendra Modi Stadium last year when he won it.
Yeah.
He gave the hint. कि I want to bow out in Chennai. इस बार कहाँ है playoffs? कहाँ है सब final? वही होगा ना.
Chennai. Yeah.
And Chennai is going all the way to the final.
But are they exactly? मैं इसी क्वेश्चन पे आ रहा था. Are they? क्योंकि थोड़ा सा रन ट्रिक वो हो गया, थोड़ा सा स्ट्रेची हो गया है. They need to get back into form. और
Absolutely.
3 मैच घर पे खेल रहे हैं. Yeah.
बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. I think because again ना it's just like the one day World Cup. 3 बेहतरीन टीम्स हैं, एक एवरेज टीम है, बाकी 6 बकवास टीम है ना. So it's the road is so clear. The road was clear for India to make the final last year. The road is clear for CSK. बाकी क्या होता है फाइनल के दिन वो टॉस के ऊपर होगा.
Okay, can I have the 11s, please? First for CSK. Can I have the playing 11, please? Yeah. Okay, Ajinkya Rahane, Rituraj Gaikwad, Daryl Mitchell, Moin Ali, Shivam Dube, Ravindra Jadeja, MS Dhoni, Deepak Chahar, Tushar Deshpande, Mustafizur Rahman, Mathisha Pathirana. Now, Srini, interestingly, Rachin Ravindra is in the subs, impact subs. What do you make of this? He's not there in the first 11, despite batting first.
Yeah, maybe the form, right? And maybe the kind of form that they are. See, as I keep saying this, and this is not me just saying this. This is coming, part of a series of conversations that I've had with people in the T20 circuit, in the franchise circuit. Every day is a new day. Every day you are watching cricketers in the nets. Every day you are seeing how a cricketer is middling the ball, what is happening behind the
Yeah.
scenes, and those things play a huge role in the picking of the final 11. And if he's not there, then maybe it's some glitch, some niggle, that kind of pulls him back, or it's he's just hitting the right form. It could be anything.
And he won't come in because you have four overseas. So yeah,
They've already exactly,
the
they've
place
named
is
four.
not there.
That's
So
another
they
thing. Yep.
No, that
But as
golden
I
duck in
said,
was the final
and
straw
and
with him. Yeah.
and it is clear that Daryl Mitchell cannot be dropped. I think we spoke about this in our
Hmm.
previous show
Yeah.
when CSK were playing, and it shows why he's the choice.
And the thing is, if you have two openers, Jamie, in Ajinkya Rahane and Rituraj Gaikwad, okay, ठीक है, form थोड़ा इधर उधर है. Then and you also have a Ravindra Jadeja in that lineup. Then you can't really have a Rachin Ravindra if he's not performing with the bat. That is a
बिल्कुल.
problem because then you want a Moin Ali in. Because off spin, right arm off spinner, different variation. Daryl Mitchell giving you medium pace option. Ravindra Jadeja will bowl all the four overs. Then वो cushion हट जाता है कहीं ना कहीं रचिन रविंद्र के पास. Can I have the Mumbai Indians 11 please? Oh, sorry, LSG. I'm just around the Mumbai Indians circuit right now. Okay, LSG playing 11. Quinton de Kock, KL Rahul, Marcus Stoinis, Deepak Hooda, Nicholas Puran, Ayush Badoni, Krunal Pandya. Matt Henry is making his debut. Ravi Bishnoi, Mohsin Khan, Yash Thakur. This is the first 11 for LSG. JB,
Matt Henry played one match already, so it's his.
is
It's his
he
uh,
got the cap? I
no,
guess
no,
this
he
is the
got.
first.
No. We were on the same show last time, and you asked me why they would play Matt Henry. We
Why?
had the
Yeah,
discussion.
yeah, yeah.
हो गया. I'm just looking at यार इनका नंबर 3 बहुत ही प्रॉब्लमेटिक है. इसका इनका नंबर 3 ना तो
Ah,
धोनी चला है, ना पाडिकल, ना दीपक
Deepak
हुडा.
Hooda.
You're expecting a lot from Marcus Stoinis because यार एक मैच में वो बंदा चला, उसके बाद he's not performing at all. So it unfortunately comes down to Dickov, KL Rahul and Nicholas Puran. I know बदोनी ने 2-3 कैमियो मारे हैं, but मैच जीतने वाले, heavy lifting करने वाले ये तीन हैं, Dickov, Rahul or Nicholas Puran. I would say if I know they're chasing, so it's a different situation. Had they been batting, and it was one of those days जहाँ पे दोनों openers ने अच्छी शुरुआत करी ना, I would have said Nicholas Puran because the guy is striking it unlike nobody else in that team. So I have doubts over Stoinis and Deepak Hooda right now at 3 and 4.
Can they have someone else in place of Stoinis?
है ही नहीं कोई ना, problem ये है, very badly planned squad, है ही नहीं कोई.
Quite a badly planned squad, but he Stoinis, ठीक है. You can go ahead with the names and everything, but again, the performance are not coming. Instead, have an Indian player in there. No,
है ही नहीं कोई इनके पास.
what's this?
है ही नहीं कोई. I saw the squad, है ही नहीं कोई.
Yeah,
Now you're stuck with him the whole
Srini,
season.
Srini, your thoughts about Stoinis? He needs to step up because LSC are struggling with that number 3. Devdutt failed. Deepak Hooda failed at that position.
Right now, if you discount Travis Head, I think most other Aussies have to start performing. Uh, you know, so and this guy is Marcus Stoinis is no different, especially considering the fact that LSG, brought him ahead of the auctions when the team was set up, and I'm sure they had a role for him, kind of designed. But I mean, year after year, I mean, nothing has clicked beyond a point, and I think from that perspective, yeah, for this season, he has to step up. If LSG have to kind of punch harder, I seriously think going into this next auction, teams are going to consider a lot more. They would rather not mind going for a youngster who shows potential than investing heavily in a player because comes with a reputation.
कौन सी वाली फ्रेंचाइज? सारी नहीं करेगी श्रीनी ऐसा. We have franchises who are
कोई
paying 25
फ्रेंचाइजी
crores.
जल्दी करेगी, कुछ फ्रेंचाइजी देर से करेगी. अगर आप आरसीबी हो तो आप 10 टूर्नामेंट और हारोगे, फिर करोगे, बट करना पड़ेगा किसी ने किसी. विराट कोहली जिस दिन चला जाएगा उस दिन क्या करोगे? या तो दुकान बंद कर दो आप, या तो फिर चेंज करो अपने आप. जब तक विराट कोहली है तब तक आपका एग्जिस्टिंग मॉडल चल सकता है.
Okay, quickly, your predictions. Jamie, I'll start with you.
Chennai. Last time Lucknow surprised me, but Chennai playing at home next to unbeatable. They've got Moeen Ali very smartly in. So
Okay, Srini.
CSK. वहाँ मतलब वो एक बार ठीक है वहाँ खेल रहे थे लखनऊ में, ठीक है केएल राहुल चल गया, बट अदरवाइज in a tournament like that, I'll go with CSK, especially now with playing at home.
Yeah, just because of that reason, I'll go with CSK as well. वरना मैं लखनऊ सुपर जायंट्स के साथ जाता. Well, thank you Srini, thank you Jamie for joining me in this one. मैच के बाद मिलेंगे और बातें करेंगे. Thank you so much. Bye.
फास्टेस्ट क्रिकेट स्कोर अपडेट्स या सबसे डिटेल्ड स्टैट्स
क्रिकेट के अंदर बाहर की खबरें
या हेल्दी डिबेट्स
सबसे एक्यूरेट एनालिसिस
या फैंस का क्रेज, सबके लिए एक ही प्लेटफॉर्म, क्योंकि क्रिकेट मतलब क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट.